Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started. We are getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. And we got a lot to cover as usual as well. The first half of the live stream will cover Bitcoin, then altcoins, then the indices like the Nasdaq, probably the Magnificent Seven, and then anything else that catches our eye, whether it's the Bitcoin miners or and then the second half of the live stream will the second half of the live stream, we will cover your requests. So if you're going to put in a request, make sure to put in the ticker symbol, whether it's crypto, stocks, or and all the details, right? Are you long? Are you short? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get this rocking and rolling. This is the Bitcoin chart, right? This is the Bitcoin chart. Had that last sell signal on Friday, April 12th, and here we are 4 days later, continuing to trend downward on the daily chart. And I posted the probabilities are continuing to increase that we're going to see target 3 get hit. So never a guarantee, right? But coming back down to that double wick over here, had a wick over here, had a wick over here, and now you're starting to get daily candle closes back below. And of course, if you start closing below the second target, then the probabilities are really stacked that Bitcoin's going to go down and hit target 3 and then possibly target 4, right? So we'll continue to watch it. Even the red trending dots have broke down from this upward trend line as well. Already kind of mapped out the next possible buy the dip opportunity over here, right? So wherever that is, whether that's here, here, or here, that's kind of what I'm waiting for over there. And we'll see how it plays out and unfold. So we'll keep that over here in case it comes down to his target 3. So as of right now, Bitcoin continues to break down since that last sell signal, and the probabilities are increasing that we go up and go down and hit possible target 3, and then we'll see about target 4. Many of the other altcoins have already hit target 3, have already hit target 4, and some of them may even come down further to hit target 5. So we'll continue to watch it and see what happens over there. In my personal opinion, it's still a potential buy the dip opportunity until it's not. If you start getting candle closes back below the 4th target, right? Things start to break down from here, then it may not be one of those buy the dip scenarios, right? So something would be a little bit different. Something would be a little bit off if we started getting daily candle closes back below there. We have to see where we're at overall. Take a look at all the indicators at that point. But that's kind of my plan for right now is kind of wait for this to bottom out at target 2, bottom out at target 3, bottom at target 4, wherever that next potential buy the dip opportunity is. That's where we will play it from there. And of course, waiting for a higher probability reversal. Why? Because as we talked about on the live streams and the Twitter X app and the Discord, is the wicks and the dips keep on wicking and keep on dipping, right? So that's why we wait for higher probability reversals. It's been our strategy for a long time, and I've been talking about that in the Discord for more than 2 years. Been talking about it on the Twitter X app for more than 3 years. And that still remains the strategy over here, not catching falling knives, as I used to call it all the time back in the day 3 years ago, right? But circle back here. Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. Martina, welcome back. Henderson, good morning. Matt, some alts almost came back to bear market lows. Yeah, right? Oh, hit the mic. So with that, Matt, is, alts, you can make more and you can also lose more, right? So just keep that in mind. They're fast movers. They move up to this up, they move to the upside, maybe pump 100 to 400%, and then they like to crash harder 60 to 80%, right? So just keep that in mind when you want to, hit those meme coins for 400 to 1,000%. Just remember that those meme coins could drop 80 to 90%. And so if you don't buy at the right area, you'd be caught holding the bag or taking a big loss over there. So let's keep going. That's Bitcoin. Overall, the monthly chart is still bullish, but there is that pending reversal candle on the monthly chart as well, right? We talked about it similar to over here. So still have almost 2 weeks to go. Oh, hit the mic again. It's not on mute though, so don't worry about it. So we talked about this, covered on the live stream yesterday. There's still 2 weeks left in the month, so this pending reverse candle could disappear. So we'll see how it plays out. But you had a reverse candle over here, so we'll continue to watch it. Whether it's going to be similar to this candle, how it finishes and closes, or maybe similar to this candle over here. So we'll keep an eye on it on the monthly chart. Daily chart, still bearish as of right now. Weekly chart was ultra bullish, is no longer ultra bullish. It's only bullish. Trending dots are down here at about 60,500. Several reasons why price could come back down. I think there was a lot of reasons around like that 61,000. Yeah, somewhere around there. 60,500, 61,000 area. And then there's several reasons why it can target 3 and of course target 4 as well. So like I said, we'll keep an eye on it, see if we can get that next possible buy the dip scenario, right? It's going through a correction right now. Usually it takes about 30 to 60 days. We're at March 14th. Maybe it could keep going for 60 days or so. That would be May 14th. So 30, 60-day corrections are very typical, especially for Bitcoin. In my personal opinion, based off of the obsessive amount of charts that I've stared at in my lifetime already. So that's what we'll continue to do. So before we keep going, help me, and come over here, smash that like button, hit that repost button, whether you're on the YouTube or the Twitter X app. It helps out over here, helps the algorithms, helps me out. And then throw in a quick little comment like that. Doesn't take you very long. It takes like 5 seconds. By the way, we get a lot more views on the Twitter X app, but the YouTubers smash that like button like 2 times more than what the Twitter X app does. And I think half of that comes from the replay crew. So shout out to the replay crew over there on YouTube, and shout out to all the YouTubers. There's only like 250 views over there compared to like 1,000 to 1,500 views on the Twitter X app, and they like double up on the likes. So they're much better at hitting the like button and much better at commenting and all that stuff. So, oh yeah, speaking of RB, smash the like button. Specifically talking about RB and the replay crew over there, and they outperformed the Twitter X app by a lot. If I got as many views on YouTube as I did the Twitter X app, the likes would be like 200 to 400, right? So we'll keep an eye on it. YouTubers are winning over there. YouTubers are smashing the like button a lot better. Thank you. Appreciate it. So shout out to the replay crew over on YouTube. Let's keep going. So that's Bitcoin. Not much has changed. Still trending downward, right? Ethereum has already hit target 4, trending back down to retest target 4 again. We got the next possible buy the dip scenario already laid out. We'll see how it plays out. Solana is back into target 4 again. Chainlink is coming back down in the target 4 again. Oversold still. Was oversold, right? So still remains oversold and can remain that way. Near hovering around that target 4 still. Dot was getting oversold, a reverse candle, oversold again, right? Can remain that way. Sand continues to be oversold, right? Oversold again. Filecoin was oversold, right? So the next possible buy the dip scenarios doesn't look great right now, right? It doesn't look great. But when people get ultra bearish, usually there's some bullish divergence getting put in. And so we'll see when that happens. Like I said, 30 to 60-day corrections. See, that was March 9th, right? So March 9th to May 9th, or middle of May, right? So could take another month, right? Could take another month before we see like a higher probability reversal and start to see some altcoins and Bitcoin start to turn the ship around and flip around and start pumping again, right? So we'll continue to watch it. If you bought this wick here, oh my gosh, so many perma bulls bought this wick there, right? Down 25%. So many perma bulls will buy this wick here, right? It's not my strategy. Down 30%. Maybe you get away with this wick here, right? Maybe you get away with this wick and you're up 15%. So if you buy that wick and you try to be the hero, great. This one might work out, but this one didn't work out. 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 This one. They'll buy the wick all the way down, and then they'll talk about only how this wick right here worked. So if they bought the wick 10 times, starting from up here, right? 10 times, and then they only talk about the one that's up 10 to 15% right now, this bottom wick. And if they bought all these wicks, most likely they didn't have much left to buy this wick down over here. So that's why it's not my strategy. I'm waiting for a higher probability reversal. If you took this entry over here, right, and started pump back up, either you got out at the sell signal, or you start seeing it break down back here, or you had the stop loss move to break even. However your trading strategy is dialed in, you would have been out already, and then coming back down. If you took another swing here, and then you stopped out again, or you got out in the reverse candle and sell signal over here, and then it just came down lower and lower. So just depends what your strategy is. Just make sure it's dialed in, and we'll continue watching over here and see. 2 months from now. Probably looking more like that, right? Probably looking more like that. So we'll see how it plays out. That's Filecoin. I'll go. Similar thoughts. Oversold, reverse candle, oversold. Mana, oversold. Cardano, oversold. Rari breaking down. We talked about this. One of my favorite setups, right? Of a trend reversal. And that is bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle, or a bullish divergence followed by a reverse candle, right? So it was looking also like a rising wedge, more so on a lower time frame. And so I was pointing this out. There was bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle, and then it was looking like a lower high, and then broke down from the upward trend line, then started getting candle close below the trading dots. Trading dots are starting to flip around and turn red, and we have a pending sell signal, right? So talked about this all the way back here, and we've been covering it all the way down, right? So we've been covering it. Matic continues to be oversold, smashed through 4 targets, like big time, right? Big time. Lost the 200-week moving average, right? It's not the only one. At least a couple of them lost the 200-week moving average. Lost the 200-week moving average on Chainlink. Atom continues to be oversold, could remain that way. SHIB, eyeball test, hit target 3, possibly target 4. Doge continues to break down. We were talking about this way back here. Was this a lower high over here? Again, one of my favorite setups for a reversal, right? You got bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Woo-wee. I got one to show you today that I posted in the Discord, because one of our snipers over there in the Discord, I don't want to say any names because he hit me. Well, I tagged him in the Discord because he direct messaged me, but he let me know what his plans were on possibly shorting Amazon, right? So we'll take a look at Amazon. Spoiler alert, Amazon setup. So remember this: bearish divergence followed by reverse candle, right? A lower high is the higher probability, right? And then there's a sell signal after that. And here we are. Price has already hit 4 targets. We have this circled for a reason. We circled it back here, right? We circled it way back here because Chainlink had already gone back below the 200-week moving average. Didn't seem like we talked about this back here, right? We talked about it back on The 9th, we didn't talk. We're not just covering it now because they hit 4 targets. We circled that a week ago. So we circled this Doge that the 200-week moving average was interesting because it broke out of the 200-week moving average. It never really had that back test, right? Kind of just broke through. It doesn't always back test, right? But when it doesn't, it feels like sometimes they'll come back and want to retest it, right? Not always, but I just observed over time that it likes to come back. It didn't retest it back here, came up short, and then took off to the upside, right? So doesn't feel like it's almost kind of like a gap fill. Not as good as a gap fill to be aware of, but if there's a major area, like for example, the 200-week moving average, a major area, and it doesn't like back test it, then it seems like it would want to come back and retest it eventually. And then, of course, Chainlink did that, and Matic, as we just saw. So we'll kind of take all these off, and so that's why I have it circled, and that's why I circled it back here. It was starting looked like it was starting to put in a lower high. Trending dots were already flipping over, right? Call this out early, right? Possible lower high, possible lower high, possible lower high. Boom, drop, right? Then drop all the way down. Pumps hard and it dumps hard over there on Doge. So MicroStrategy, breaking news, hit the third target out of 3, right? Hit the third target. We could add another check mark over here. Just happened today. I noticed it this morning. Breaking news. I haven't even had time to post it yet. Ooh wee. Matt, I was buying file on that panic dump to $1 to $2 6 months or a year ago. I forgot. Can you please check Tesla? You mentioned the support now or the next one would be $98. Iranian concert live. What do you think about 141 as it is the level if you connect COVID below the last? Yeah, bottom at 100. Yeah. So we'll get into it. I'll come back and I'll cover it. My thoughts on $100. I had when price was at like the top, I had a target at $98. And when I was covering this a couple of years ago, I think it's a couple of years ago or 2022, I was covering it. We'll come back to it. Excited for the Amazon chart. I'm still long, but I've been thinking about getting out soon. Yeah, obviously none of this is financial advice. Although obviously this is for education purposes only. And obviously, hopefully, we hope to have a little bit of entertainment along the way. But yeah, stay tuned for the Amazon chart. We're going to take a look at it over here. So MicroStrategy, bearish divergence, was breaking back down. Remember, on the monthly chart, we talked about this. People bought here, right? And then I pointed this out. People are buying up at above 1,800. People are buying above 1,900. People bought at $2,000. So I pointed that out last month, and here we are. We have a pending reversal candle on the monthly chart as well. Not looking good for MicroStrategy, I'm going to be honest. So daily chart, right? So you had that was a good move though. That was an amazing move from that last buy signal. If you took that buy signal over here, then you had the bearish divergence coming in, right? Starting to be an ugly candle, and then a candle closed back below the trading dots. Still 180%. Even that first sell signal, 147. Another lower high, another lower high, another sell signal, still 130%. When do you get out, right? When do you decide to take profits and get out, or are you holding forever, right? So just know what your strategy is. But breaking news: MicroStrategy has hit the third target to the downside. Is it leading the way for Bitcoin? Right? Is it leading the way for Bitcoin? Bitcoin has not hit target 3 as of yet. Will it hit target 3 in the near future? That remains to be seen. If it breaks down from target 4, you got this gap down here, over here, down here, over here, over here, over here, over here, 814. Who knows if it comes all the way back down to 200 moving average, right? That's a 444. I think a lot of people would be hurting over here. We got another gap over here. Another gap here. Gapalicious. Ugh. Right? There's smaller gaps, right? But there's still gaps nonetheless. I mean, you got a gap here too, right? You got so many gaps. Here, let's put all the gaps in. Let's put all the gaps in over here. Uh, how many gaps were there? Got another one too. They're small, right? You get the point. You get the point. Those are all the smaller gaps, pretty much, right? So a lot of reasons to go lower, right? This is a huge move up and a lot of gaps down here. So it's very seems like it would want to be filled in. We don't know if all those gaps are going to get filled now or later. It takes time to play out. We don't know when the gaps are going to get filled exactly. Oh, let me put that back. Try to move this. So we'll find out if support is found at target 3. If not, then we'll be looking at target 4. And there are a lot of gaps, smaller gaps that could be filled over here. So if you add up all the small gaps, kind of a bigger gap, right? Nasdaq still hasn't hit target 1 as of yet, but it's still bearish over here on the daily chart, right? Still bearish. We were calling that out. Blah, blah. We were calling that out over here, right? Calling out the bearish divergence, RSI 2.0. And then this was looking like the lower high, right? So that is the higher probability that we're going to come down and hit some targets to the downside and that we're going to get a bigger retracement over here. Many reasons to hit target 1, several reasons to hit target 2, and then we'll find out if target 3, target 4. You get the 200-week moving average lurking down here sub $14,000, right? Let's keep going. SQQ had that buy signal, broke out of this downward trend line. Starting to be bullish over there on SQQ is the inverse of the NASDAQ QQQ ETF. And Dow Jones, right, has already hit target 1. Got that gap down here on the futures. So it's trending downward. We're talking about the bearish divergence, reverse candle, lower high, broke down, all that stuff, sell signal, boom, down. Breaking news just in. I repeat, just in, breaking news. We have the Russell 2000 over here, hit target 2 on the Russell 2000 futures chart. Is it leading the way to the downside as well, right? Dow Jones and Russell 2000 kind of leading the way and or underperforming by outperforming on short positions to the downside. That is the Russell 2000 over there. Hit target 204. You got the 200-week movie average lurking just below at about $1,942, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. U.S. 10-year yields continue to yield higher. Continue to yield higher, right? So it's not good for mortgage, 30-year mortgage rates, right? It's not good for that. Mortgage rates are getting repriced higher, probably again today. Continues to be ultra bullish on the daily chart. And if it flips this fourth target into support, then you probably retest these highs over here, 5%. And then you get that third longer term target that was drawn out from because of a 40-year downward trend line break. So that is the 10-year yield over there on the daily chart. The dollar continues to be ultra bullish on the daily chart as well. This chart's kind of drawn out based off the weekly. The weekly chart is bullish. The monthly chart is bullish. Even the trending dots are breaking out, right? The trending dots are breaking out. The daily chart is ultra bullish, right? You get the point. The retracement fourth target is up there around 109-ish. The VIX continues to be bullish on the weekly chart. That last buy signal on the weekly chart was back here a couple weeks ago. And the daily chart, could be back testing that downward trend line. Where did I have that drawn out? I think it was based off of closes, right? So could be back testing it, see if it breaks back above. If it flips this fourth target into support, right, then probably going to retest the 200-week moving average. If the VIX flips the 200-week moving average, that's not good for stocks. That's not good for risk assets, right? That's not good whatsoever. So we'll continue to watch it. Pending a reverse candle right now. It did pump pretty hard, and it's into that fourth target right now. It's currently below the fourth target. So we'll see what happens in the coming days and weeks, right? That is the VIX. Let's flip over to the Magnificent Seven. Let's take a look. NVIDIA catching a little bit of a tiny bounce here at 1.27%. Still currently below the trending dots. Looked like a lower high was put over here. Has hit target one so far. The probabilities are increasing that we're going to see target two get hit. Never a guarantee. You do have a gap down here as well. So you got a gap here at $689. Let's flip that over to yellow and switch that over there, because I make all the gaps yellow dotted lines just so I remember. That way I don't have to actually go in and label it gap, right? I don't have to go in here because I know what it is, right? Sometimes I label it for everyone else still, but for me, I can eyeball test it, but I'll just put it on a yellow dotted line because I put all my gaps as yellow dotted lines. So whatever you do, the reason why I do it is so I don't have to go in and type in gap, and I know it's a gap, right? So just kind of things to save time for myself. That's what I do. So that's what we're looking at. You got a gap down there at 689 ish, 690 ish if you round up. What else? Meta still battling, right? Bearish divergence. Was that a sneaky lower high? Too early to say. There is a RSI sell signal. There was a MACD bearish crossover again, right? Again. So looks like it's possibly rolling over after missing that ANF target up here. So we'll see. Amazon, right? I was mapping all this out in the Discord for people, and was talking about some scenarios over here, even on the 1 hour chart for my man Dallas White. Oh no, go ahead, call me out. No, that's all right. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. I just, if you send me a direct message, I don't like to share all the details unless someone tells me to. So again, I didn't label this down here, but we know that it's a gap, right? We know that's gap. You can see it's a gap, and then I didn't label it gap because all my gap lines are yellow dotted lines. So again, this is what we were kind of talking about over here. Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. So you've got bearish divergence, a lower RSI peak, higher price peak, right? Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. This candle broke down. It's kind of holding on to the trending dots as of right now. Still in this longer term upward trend line. But it looks like it's starting to roll over. There is no lower high as of yet. The higher probability that Amazon starts to roll over is that a lower high gets put in, right? But one of my favorite setups of a reversal is the bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. There's no sell signal yet, but there is a pending RSI sell signal. As you can see, the sharpshooter indicator 3.1 is picking up pending MACD bearish crossover. So we even have that on the trending dot on the sharpshooter candles 3.1, MACD bearish cross pending, right? So there's no bearish crossover yet because it doesn't cross over until the candle closes, but it currently has a bearish MACD crossover as well. So I just like to have it on the chart. I don't always have it on there just because it just becomes too much to show it on the Twitter X app, and I don't have I don't have it labeled on the MACD. Here, this is what I'm talking about. I don't have the MACD bull and bear crossovers checked, but I like all the pendings, right? I like all the pendings. Tell me it's going to happen, and then when it disappears, most likely it already happened, right? So I like to know when it's pending. I don't really care when it crosses over. I just like to see it. So typically I'll have that on there for the sharpshooter candles 3.1. So that's Amazon. That is Amazon. Got that gap down there at 159. I mapped out all the reasons why. There is a lot of reasons why Amazon could come back to that 160 area. Got another gap over here. Let me put that gap on there too. You got a smaller gap there, right, at 170. So there's a lot of, so if I was lazy, right? If I was lazy, you could probably just draw a huge confluence of reasons just from looking at it this morning, a huge confluence of reasons why price is coming down there. Will it happen overnight? Probably not, right? Especially if a lower high's got to be made, right? Maybe it bounces up like this, maybe it bounces like this, maybe it comes all the way back up, really tricks people out, right? Comes back down, and then something like that, right? So we don't know how it's going to play out, but it could take some time to play out for it to come all the way back down there. So, but bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle. Microsoft, bearish divergence followed by a possible lower high, followed by a sell signal, and multiple candle closes below the trending dots. After hitting this longer term ANF target 1 to the upside, timeout. 1,000 viewers right now. Let's take a quick look at how are we doing on likes on the Twitter X app. 9? That's not even 1%, right? That's not even 1%. Oh my goodness. Come on. We got 1,000 viewers, right? This one's lagging a little bit, I guess. We have 1,000, yeah, over 1,000 viewers right now on the Twitter X. Oh, no, because it's counting YouTube as well, probably. Concurrent viewers. 1,000 viewers, and we have 10 likes. Oh, my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. Come on. You guys can do better than that. We got to get at least to 50. If I'm going to put in all the requests, put in all the work, and go hard in the paint, you got to help me out. Help me, help you, help me. Microsoft had a sell signal. Yep. Tesla, I put on this old target. This was an old target, right? Old target. Let's go on the weekly chart. Let's go on the weekly chart. So what I was pointing out over here on the Twitter X app was that price is back to August 2020, right? So if you don't think the price can go lower, newsflash, it can go lower, right? The last sell signal on the weekly chart was early January 2024, putting in additional lower highs all the way down, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So the top was in November 2021. It's been in a bear market since then. So, don't listen to the permabulls, right? Don't listen to the permabulls. If you bought back in November 2021 or October 2021, you've been holding your position upside down. Let's just say you bought here when the FOMO was kicking in. Say you bought at $300, right? You're down 48% on your money for the past 130 weeks. What was it, 910 days? Almost 2.5 years, right? So 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years. If you bought into the FOMO and never sold, you're down 48% in 2.5 years. Ugh, the dollar's not even doing that bad. So just come up with a better strategy, right? If you're using buy signals, don't forget to hit sell signals, right? If you use this buy signal back here at $220, June 2021, don't forget to hit the sell signal. At least you would have taken some profit, even back there on the weekly chart. Even on that move, you would have gained 25%. Buy, sell, right? Even then you would have broke even and would have been out for that big crash down. So I put this back on this target. There's another target down here. Back here on this breakdown back here in September 2022, I was talking about sub $100 for Tesla. And it came up short by $2, right? So $4. So it came up short, and there was a target, and it didn't hit the target. It missed the target by like $2. So whatever it was, $98 or $100. It was pretty close. So $98. So if it loses this target here, there's a confluence of reasons why price would want to come back here. Just be aware, if it doesn't hold that, then arrow down, right? If it doesn't hold here, then arrow down. So, it could come back down. test this area. You could probably, put this target box on down over here. Yeah, there's other targets as well, but probably going to be more something like that, right? Flip this back over here. I'd have to measure it out. I have to take a look at look at my old targets. And if it doesn't hold that, then you're probably looking at like probably even like $50 at that point. So it could always go lower. So we'll see how it plays out. There was bullish divergence on the daily chart, so that could be at least a short-term bounce. Let's look at the daily chart. Bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence, bullish divergence. So that there's a lot of reasons why it could hold this area, this target box, and flip back around and at least get a bounce. But the overall trend is down, and it's been in a bear market ever since. So maybe you can get like some sort of bullish divergence, get some like a bounce back up, and then maybe that's it. Maybe it continues lower. So we'll see. It's also below the 200-week moving average, which many investors consider it to be a bear market as well. You do have this gap over here. So like I said, maybe that bullish, but it's too early to say that the bottom would be in even on a bounce. So we'll continue to watch over there on Tesla. If it breaks down from there, there's not a lot of support down below this target area, is what I'm saying. So if you're a Tesla permeable, you would want it to find support at this target box. Otherwise, this doesn't feel like there's a ton of support below that. Let's see. Apple. We talked about this. Was this just going to be one of those buy the rips, sell, or buy the dips and sell that rip, right? Because it is an overall downtrend, and it just short squeezed right through for 2 days only, and then dropped straight back down. So it's bearish again on the daily chart. Someone posted on here while we were doing a live stream for Apple that they took 170. They bought 170 calls. I can't remember who it was. I said, "Ooh, be careful. It is an overall downtrend based off the weekly chart." And I think it was, now I remember. On the live stream, they said they had bought 170 calls for July. And I said, "Ooh, be careful," because the weekly chart is bearish. And even if it breaks out to the upside, I think they bought it down over here, right? They bought it over here, pumped up. Hopefully they took profit, because then it had a sell signal and it's reversing right back down. Because even if price goes sideways, right, they will lose money on options, right? So hopefully they took profit over there, because it's dropping straight back down on Apple daily chart. Weekly chart is still bearish, right? Weekly chart is still bearish on Apple. Google, pending MACD bearish crossover is showing over here. You got bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence. So we'll see if there's a breakdown or not. There is a gap over here. Higher time frames are still currently bullish, right? Gap. So we'll see. Let's flip back over. And anything else that jumps out at us? Let's take a look at some of these. Yep, covered it, right? Covered it. Excited for Amazon chart. Yep, covered it. BTC tops typically Q4 post having a year, but you think Q4 this year or early? We'll see. We're going to take it level by level, Daryl. Go ahead, call me. No, that's all right. Stuck with ADA from 50 cents. Okay. So with that, let's take a look at anything else. We already covered MicroStrategy, right? We did that live. What else? Gold futures still ultra bullish. Silver, Bitcoin futures, right? Gap down like we talked about because of crypto. Spot Bitcoin was already breaking down over the weekend. Came back up, wicked all the way back up to 67,000, filled that gap, and it's continuing lower over there. No gaps nearby to look at to post on Bitcoin futures. Ethereum, there's a gap over here on Ethereum, and that was closed at 30.35 over here. Let's see, there's a gap over here, and that gap has been filled. continuing down over there, right? See me gap filled over there. That's an old one. We can move that now. So still trending down over there. Gold continuing to trend higher. Longer term target up there. Silver, BTCD, right? Had that reverse candle again. We'll see. After hitting that Bitcoin dominance based off of the weekly inverse head and shoulders, that target was filled at 57%. This 56% gap on Bitcoin dominance was hit. We don't know if that 60% gap, not gap, that 60% target on market Bitcoin dominant. We'll try to figure it out. We'll try to figure out what I'm trying to say here. Bitcoin dominance chart. There is one. There is a target of 60%. I don't know if that one's going to get hit or not. Nvidia already covered it. ANF still bearish over there. It's hit one target so far. Ooh, the Bitcoin miners. Oh, Bitcoin miners continuing to try to find bottom, right? Continuing to try to find bottom. The last sell signal was on April 2nd, right? That was not a higher low, and it continues to go lower over there, right? So map this out, and we'll continue to wait for I'm going to continue to wait for that next higher probability breakout from there. Let's see, Hive, you got MIGI still trending down, oversold on Bitfarm still. CLSK still trending downward. Got a gap down there right at $10.53. That has not been filled yet. We don't know if it will or not, but everything's trending down still on CLSK. Marathon Digital back below the 200-week moving average. Riot continues to be oversold, well below the 200-week moving average. Again, we going to make it? Maybe not on this stock. Continues to head lower. Wolf, Iris Energy, Cypher Mining continue to trend downward. Target, you got a gap over here at Target, gap over here. Got another gap over here, right? Another gap, big gap down here. So let's see what else. Got probably bearish divergence, and looks like a sneaky lower high over here. So bearish divergence back below the 200-week moving average. Target had that sell signal, could be trending down towards that gap in the near future. And then you got a gap from the bottom as well. That would be a massive move to the downside over there on Target. Veritone had that sell signal yesterday, right? PayPal had that sell signal yesterday as well. And so we'll continue to watch all these, take a look at them. And let's circle back, see if we have any other requests going on over here. Woo-wee. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. Just take a quick look at 62,000. Yep. All right. So let's circle back, see if there's what else? ChadFi, Coco looks like a sell. Are you looking at futures? If so, what is the futures? I think I have it on my futures. Watch this, but that's on my other one. That's on my other chart. So let me know what it is. We can probably take a look at it. Take a look at TLT and the 10-year yield. Yeah, we looked at 10-year yield already. We can look at TLT though. TLT. Let's look at TLT. Yeah, we already looked at 10-year yield. It was bullish. Some old drawings. Let's see. Let's remove those. Let's start fresh. So it's getting oversold, $88. Talked about this could be a possible low, right? Now you're looking for a macro higher low. So if you're looking at the weekly chart, you had bullish divergence, right? Now you're looking for that higher low. Otherwise, it may or may not, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but it's still bearish on the weekly chart. This was bullish divergence, and that bullish divergence was cleared, in my personal opinion. Now you're going to find out if it's going to put in a higher low or not, but it is currently bearish on the weekly chart. It's bearish on the weekly chart, on the monthly chart, right? Also, bullish divergence on the monthly chart picking up. So you're looking for that higher macro low. would be that higher probability, but could take some time to turn the ship around. And lower time frames, you got a gap down here. Let's put a gap line on down here, right? So gapalicious at 85. We'll see. We'll see. It could take some time to get the ship turned around. Probably looking at something like that, right? Wherever it finds bottom, who knows? Who knows where it finds bottom? But if it were to find bottom and fill that gap, right? That could be that macro high or low. So that's what we'll continue to watch over here on TLT and go like that. Maybe something like that. This is just an idea, right? Just an idea. Could be a possible gap fill, high or low, macro wise, and or long higher time frames, longer term. Could take months to play out, right? Could take months to play out. Based off of that, could take weeks, if not months. So, the handy dandy TA would be something like this, right? Maybe something like that, right? That's kind of what I see it, how it could possibly play out, right? TLT. Hopefully that helps, RB. Thank you for always commenting and smashing the likes over there. RB, unless missed it earlier. Oh, yeah. You have a 10-year yield. Yeah, you might have to circle back on the 10-year yield. I did cover that, but that's TLT for you. So, what else? What else? Anything else? Nope, I don't see any other ones. We're at about 46 minutes. Oh, let's get off of that. So you got the Bitcoin daily chart, right? Again, a daily candle close back above 73,100-ish, and we'll put those rocket ships back on. Until then, we took the rocket ships off. It's rocket ships only if we get daily candle closes back above 73,100. As of right now, the probabilities are increasing that we're going to be back into target 2. And of course, if we lose target 2, probabilities will be target 3. Lose target 3, then target 4. Could happen quickly, right? Could happen quickly. And then we've got arrow for the next possible buy the dip scenario. And then if it doesn't find support, arrow down below target 4, right? So Bitcoin hasn't had a correction of 30% or more since 2022. A 30% correction gets you into target 4. Is that going to happen, right? Is that going to happen? I don't know. There's influencers out there saying that the halving, we're going to hit $220,000 by the halving 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, calling for Bitcoin to go from, what was it? 69,000. Let's just call it 60. Yeah. Just call it $69,000 for Bitcoin to go from $69,000 to $220,000 in 2 weeks. So take it for what it is, right? They got more followers than I do. So, it's working for them. Oh my goodness. Just think about that. 70,000 to 220 is talking about going $150,000 in 2 weeks. Wow. Just wow. There's nothing else I could even say about it. It's just crazy talk. It's crazy talk. Keep moving the goalposts, right? Keep moving the parabolic trend lines. Keep moving the invalidation points. You see it over and over again. So be careful of the noise that's out there. Be careful of those who influence you on your decisions. Don't do it. Learn to do it yourself. Learn the strategy, dial in the strategy, trust what you see in the charts, and we will continue to sniper the markets together to the best of our ability. We will never be perfect, and we'll continue to try to get better with time. And with that, if you're hitting buys, if you're taking buys or long positions based off of a buy signal, don't forget about that sell signal and having the exit strategy and those stop losses and possible maybe moving those to break evens for risk-free trades and all of that. So with that, thanks again. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Have a good one.